Persephone White here, and I'm going to be talking about Chandra Levy's death and her possible tie to the September 11th, 2001 World Trade Center attacks. Now, it was during summer of 2001 that there was a story out about Chandra Levy's disappearance on May 1st, 2001. She had been romantically linked to California Congressman Gary Condit, and the rumors were that he had either killed her directly or indirectly in order to cover his affair with her. Her bones were found on May 22nd, 2002, which is a Roman 322 for skull and bones. She was found in a wooded area at Washington's Rock Creek Park by a man who was walking his dog in search of turtles, just to think back to the Fabian Society turtle. Her leggings had been knotted at the end, speculating that she'd been tied to a tree, and her Walkman was found sitting neatly on a rock with the headphones still attached. Her hyoid bone, which is located in the neck, had been crushed, so it was said she was strangled, and in all probability it was by somebody she knew who'd attacked her unexpectedly. But based on what had been mentioned, it definitely was not a robbery or a mugging. And what was odd about this case is that the police dogs could not locate her body during the summer of 2001. Now, evidence indicates that she may have been a Mossad agent, Israel's top spy agency. She, as a teen, used to volunteer for the local police department in her hometown, Modesto, California. She participated in sting operations, trying to catch local businesses selling alcohol to minors. And she'd always mentioned an interest in becoming part of the CIA as a covert operative when she would grow up. Just weeks before she vanished, she took a trip to Israel. Photos of her in Israel appeared in publications such as Time. And it was said by a former Mossad agent that Operation Dumb Eagle was code name for the spy agency's extensive efforts to infiltrate top levels of the U.S. government through placement of American Jews in sensitive positions. Part of Operation Dumb Eagle was the recruitment, training, and placement of attractive Jewish co-eds as U.S. interns. Now, in September 2000, she began her internship at the Federal Bureau of Prison. And on October 2000, she stopped by the offices of her hometown Congressman Gary Condit. They posed for pictures, and Condit asked Levy if she would be interested in dating him. She accepted, and the romance actually became very intensive. He said that Condit's position as a senior member of the Intelligence Committee made him a prime target for this operation, and the sexual seduction of government officials by spies is usually done in order to take advantage of this information, and they're usually easy targets to bribe and control, as in the case of Condit, he was married with children. As an intern for the Federal Bureau of Prisons during the winter and spring of 2001, she worked in the public affairs section and press office. Her last duties at the BOP before she unexpectedly disappeared, and they terminated her days before her disappearance, involved helping arrange media coverage of Timothy McVeigh's execution. She evidently had access to classified data on McVeigh that would have linked him to U.S. intelligence operations involving CIA-sponsored terrorism, both here and abroad. She would have also had access to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing materials, which had been purchased with a credit card of a U.S. Muslim and an FBI agent named Mujad. This does not want to work. Okay, well, his name was Melvin Lattimore. And Melvin Lattimore had been seen by 4 witnesses in McVeigh's car at the Oklahoma Travelers Aid Office adjacent. So here we go. This is Melvin Lattimore, adjacent to the Murrah Federal Building just one day before the bombing. And it was said that at least 6 FBI agents spent 9 months trying to change the minds of 4 witnesses on this account. It was also reported that Chandra would have known that there were 12 or more visits from Dr. Louis Joylin West to Timothy McVeigh. He was also the same UCLA mind control expert that pronounced Jack Ruby insane after he suggested that the conspiracy attack in JFK's assassination. He also was the government psychiatrist who handled Sudan Saran while he awaited trial. And he was also known for using LSD on unsuspecting victims. So Chandra would have also known about the bin Laden family, that contrary to the lies that had been put out by media, they were not on the outs with Osama bin Laden. They actually were sending him funds, and of course the FBI arranged for a plane to take the bin Laden family out of the U.S. the same day as the 9/11 attacks. It was said in People magazine interview on September 9, 2001, that Gary Condit indicated that Chandra had a strong interest in the McVeigh case. And she also had an interest in terrorism in the Middle East, something that Gary Condit said did not interest him. Now, it was David Schippers, chief counsel for the House Judiciary Committee, who said that FBI agents had come to him informing him about the impending 9/11 attacks, and they even knew the proposed dates and the sources of the terrorist funding. Now, Chandra was friendly with a circle of Republicans that included George W. Bush's strategy chief, Karl Rove, and evidently she had been to the January 20th, 2001 Bush inauguration and received a VIP section, as well as attended one of the balls. Now, she also, as it turned out, had information regarding the disappearance of drug kingpin Carlos out of the federal prison system. So evidently no one knows at this point where he may have gone to. Then he vanished. Now, the individual who was accused of her murder is Igmar Gwandike, which I can't pronounce his last name, and he was actually convicted on November 22nd, 2010. November 22nd being an interesting date. Even though evidence indicated that he wasn't the one who had murdered her. And then since then, Al Martin, one of America's foremost government whistleblowers and retired Navy lieutenant commander, actually claimed that there were other fingerprints found at the Chandra Levy murder scene. And those belonged to Alejandro Martinez, a CIA employee and a CIA drug pilot during the Iran-Contra operation, someone who has ties to Oliver North. So, I guess the question would be then, why she was killed, why the cover-up, what information she did have. Actually, the same day she disappeared on May 1st, 2001, she had left a message on the phone machine of a close family member, and she had said that there was something big, something important to tell them about, but she wouldn't say what it was, and that's actually the last time anybody ever heard from her. So, again, it's another one of those unsolved mysteries. And, of course, we know that our government has all kinds of mysteries and games. It's an illusion that they've become quite skilled at, and they've played this for quite a while. So until next time, goodbye.